it like that. Alright, it's Trooper Joe. It's Wednesday. I'm back on a Wednesday schedule. Only for a week though, folks. I won't be here next week. I gotta go to Utah. Yeah, I gotta go to Utah, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna work the show next week, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Might just have do a little rerun or something like that, or have a special guest fill in called Trooper. He might fill in for me or something like that. We'll see. We'll see. But don't worry. I'll be back after that, and we'll keep this going. And we'll keep this going just as fine as we've been doing. So how is everybody feeling? This is important to me to know that everybody's feeling fine, because we got a whole lot of mess going on here in Worcester. I wasn't even understanding it till I came here to the studio. The ArchAngel Trooper studio. This is right here. It's a very good studio. Yeah, we'll pay it around the room maybe every once in a while and let you see all the great stuff we got going on here in the studio. Or you can come by on Marlow Street and just pop your head in and say hello. But I guess there was a motorcycle rally there with one of the local people, Melissa Watson, and Melissa's a very interesting individual. She's very civic-minded individual. She's got a heart of gold, and it's a big heart of gold too. It's not just a heart of gold, you know, one of them little nuggets. I mean, this girl got a big heart of gold. It's like a whole mine in itself. You know, she does things for the homeless. She feeds them right there in her barber shop. The hottest days, she'd have water there for the people and food. Coldest days, she'd have extra mittens and stuff for them right there in the barber shop to come by and do this thing. You know, and this is all on her. It's no money given to her from any outside agencies or anything. She just does this because her heart is so big. And I really applaud that. I really like Melissa. I can't even get her name out for it. And she hit me for that before anyway. Yeah, so you know, and she's part of this motorcycle gang, the Seven Hill Riders. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess one of their members got killed in an accident there on the streets of Worcester, and you know, their organization had an impromptu get together to to send him off, and the only way that was fitting to send him off. Now this is a motorcycle club. You know, it's a motorcycle organization. So they send him off just like anybody else would send him off from their organization with, you know, doing the donut wheelies and all those things in the street. They blocked off traffic and everything. It was no harm, no foul, actually. It was just something that they felt that they had to do for one of their members who was no longer with them. So I applaud that, you know. The city of Worcester claims to be a city united. You know, it's like, have a little tolerance and stuff. You're inconvenienced for a little while because of the traffic and stuff. You're from the city, you know the routes around it. You know, just go around it, you know. That's all you have to do. You don't have to sit there or anybody making noise because the traffic is blocked. You can drive around the traffic. You know, you can drive around that. It's a bit, you can't bring back the dead. You know, the guy, TC was his name. Yeah. You know, can't bring him back. So I don't think the press that Melissa is getting and stuff is warranted and stuff. If you're really gonna say something about somebody, you can always find the evil to say if you look hard enough. But you know, it's much nicer to say a nice thing like this. She does a lot for the people that's out there in the cold and in the heat year round. She gives out bags for kids at school. She feeds them while they're coming down to get their little bags. She does all these things without any kind of structural help from the city and stuff, just because her heart is so big. You know, and you know, that's a good role model to have. Not find all these other things because some, you know, her offspring made a video or something like this. It's like, okay, you know, this is the world we live in. But Worcester, you know, if you're claiming to be a city of kindness and love and caring and stuff, be that city. You know, that's all I'm really saying on that. And I hope that the people who were out there doing their donuts and everything, that, you know, they're able to sleep good and feel good about sending off their friend to a better life and a better existence with God. You know, that's all I can say about that. And I just heard about that. But anyway, I wanted to talk too a little bit about the transgender problem. I guess it's a problem. The ban on transgender people in the military. Now, I'm a veteran, and you know, the military is a funny place if you're not a veteran, if you're not somebody who knows what it's like to be a soldier, you know, or even knows what it's like to be an ArchAngel, because ArchAngel is a military, not a military organization, but ArchAngel is a warrior class group, but not a warrior class group like in the military. Anybody can be an ArchAngel, male, female, transgender, any kind of all them initials, you know, anybody can be an ArchAngel, but an ArchAngel has a military type of demeanor to it, because it's basically about honor and courage and doing the right thing. And to do the right thing, it takes a little bit of courage to stand in the face of adversity. Some people can stand in the face of adversity, but sometimes you might have to put you online, you know, not stand in the front line of bullets and catch them and stuff, and go out there and try to be all these superheroes all the time and stuff. But there's other things that you might just have to do because the situation arises. You might see somebody struggling in the water. You got to go in and get them, you know. You might not be a strong swimmer, but you got to do something. You grab a board and you swim out there to try to save the person. You're still putting your life on the line. That takes courage. That's emotional courage, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But the transgender people in the military, I'm not down with the transgender people in the military. I'm sorry, transgender people. You can call me a hater if you want to and stuff like that. I don't think it's a good fit for you. You know, I'm sure there's some of you that are just out there and yeah, I'm just as bad and mean and want to kill and eat raw meat and all the good things that I've heard about in the military. I want to do that too, and I want to test my mettle and all these things like that, and that's fine. Then you know, but on the same thing, you want to be treated different because you feel that you were robbed at birth, because you know you were born a man and you were really a woman, or you were born a woman and you were really a man. Alright, that's fine, but when you get to the age of reasoning, and if you want to be in the military, where it got the little words, I don't know what they have now, and it says, are you a transgender? Don't check it off. you won't get in. It's like, don't do those things, because that shows that you really don't want to be in there in the first place. You're only looking for some kind of entrance into some group, you know, that's going to say, yeah, you know, they didn't let me in because I'm a transgender, but that didn't stop me from trying to go in and everything. Yeah, and I really wanted to do this. Well, if you really wanted to do this, don't check that box. Nobody knows. Nobody's going to know. Yeah, it's just not going to be like that. Everybody's good. The military's kind of funny like that. Everybody, after a while, looks the same. They all look green. Got these green things on with hats, you know. And then they all look the same. They all start to form a swagger, you know. Most of them can't swagger because they don't have that inner kind of drive to be having a natural swagger. ArchAngel swagger all the time, you know? Ranger swagger all the time. You know, it's a walk. Some people call it walking hard, you know. It's cool. If you ever seen that picture, for some of you people who don't know what I'm talking about, if you ever seen Independence Day, and at the end where Will Smith and I don't even know his name, and they're walking back after they got escaped from the mothership, and they landed and they're walking. Well, they were walking high. That's a military walks like that all the time. If you want to go in the military just to come out and wear a uniform, look like everybody else, and walk hard and give these fist pounds and all these stuff, and all you people, then don't check that box, transgender, and don't give the clues and the signals. Don't bend your wrist like this here if you're going to give the wrist pound like this here. It ain't gonna work. Gotta be powerful. Bang! Bring it right up, and it's all right. Everybody's not supposed to be in the military. It's not for everybody. There's other ways to test the metal and stuff. So I don't know what Trump's talking about, the medical cost and all these things. I don't know about what that has to do with anything. But I do know that the person who's going to suffer the most in the military, being a transgender, is the person that's the transgender. Because one thing that everybody overlooks in the military, and I tell people this all the time right now, I don't know what that was, the door. I tell people when they, they find, you was in Vietnam and stuff like that and all this. I was, 19, 20 years old. I was about what you call part of the dumbest group of people on the planet. I was a kid. That's what goes into the military. Our kids. They're dumb. They're real stupid. They're going to do things that are dumb. They're fearless, don't get me wrong. They're fearless and have a lot of brains, some of them and stuff, but they're dumb when it comes to doing things. Now, you go in there and you proclaim your transgender stuff, and you think that there's some guy over here is he's gonna automatically do this nice thing and be all politically correct. It's not gonna happen. There's gonna be real stupid, opinionated people in the service that's going to make fun of you, that's going to tease you. They're going to be just like that, and you can run and you can tell your CO, you can tell the sergeant, you can tell all these people you want to, and what kind of discipline are they going to get? It's like, what? They'll tell you in the words of the military, all right, go back into the barracks and put on your big boy underwear, or your big girl panties, whatever one you chose to be. Go back and put them on. There's nothing they can do. So if you really want to go in there and live a life that's going to be kind of harsh and hard like that there, if you can hang with it and take it, that's fine. Everybody gets bothered in the military. They're all kids. They're stupid. Don't make them out to be these TV heroes that you see all over the place. Those people that go in the military first are kids. Just as dumb as they want to be. Later on, they mature, they stay in there long enough, they mature, and they become more adult-like, and but they still have that childish type of attitude. So if you want to bring something in that the only way you can feel good about it is somebody has to say, oh yeah, you get the right to be anything you want to be. Yeah, you do, but they're going to laugh at you, they're going to make fun of you, they're going to do all kinds of stupid stuff because that's what kids do. And yeah, that's what they are. And even the ones that you run to tell, they're kids. Vietnam, my CO, he was 24. I used to call him Sunshine. He thought Vietnam was a place to get a tan. He was the only guy from I was in a high-speed outfit. He was a kid. We're just stupid. They just called me useless because I didn't do, I got time of this. So they just call me useless. Oh, he's useless. Just leave him. That's what they do in the circus. Can you imagine you come in there and you say, well, I used to be a girl, but now I'm a boy, or I used to be a boy and now I'm a girl? Can you imagine what they're going to say to you? What kind of nickname you're going to get? What kind of treatment? And it won't be malicious. It'll just be fun. It'll be the same kind of thing that kids around the world do all the time. So that's my take on this transgender people in the military. If you're going to put yourself out there, you better lace up your boots and put on your big boy drawers, because that's what the military life is about. You know? But they are high speed. They are professional when it comes to doing their job. They're well trained. Some of the smartest people in the world are there, but still, they're kids. When they start out, they're still kids, and that's just the way it goes. But I'm not saying transgender people, you know, if you want to go in, don't check the box. Leave it alone. Go on in there and be whatever you had when you were born, you know. But again, like I said, if you go in there and you check the box and you think that somebody's supposed to do something special and treat you in a special way because of yours being a transgender and stuff, it's not going to happen. It's really not going to happen. So, I mean, that's all I really can say about that. And I apologize to any transgender person that's out there and stuff. I'm not saying that you guys or girls don't have the makeup to be all that you can be. It's just, don't check the box, you know. Being all you can be, know who you are, and then, you know, be you. So once you check that box, now you're playing in somebody else's game, and that's really, I don't think, a place where you want to be. Alright, so I said that, and Marissa Watson and stuff like that. I hope you continue on doing the good thing, and I know you'll continue on doing all the fine, good things that you do to the homeless that's underneath the radar that nobody knows about. And I think that the city of Worcester should be honored to have such a person like you. I consider you one of the people that's an archangel. You do the things out of the kindness of your heart because it's the right thing to do. You don't do it like Abraham Lincoln, who saved the little pigs from the water. See, the pigs were stuck in the water, and the mama pig couldn't save them, and Abraham Lincoln was crossing over the bridge, and he got out. This is a true story. And he got out and went down, and he pulled the little piglets out the water and put them on the shore and everything like that. And then, I forget his name, that was not the vice president, but he was one of the other guys in his cabinet, said, wow, that was a great and nice thing that you did. And Abraham Lincoln's response was, I did it because I want to sleep tonight. You know? You know, that's why most people do good things for themselves. A very selfish act by Abraham Lincoln, which was looked upon as being something as a very altruistic act by Abraham Lincoln. Actually, he knew he couldn't sleep if those little pigs were stuck in the mud and drowned. So he had, like, hey, alright, I get them. You know, I go down there and get them little piggy wiggies. But Marissa, she does this thing out the kindness of her heart, looking for no rewards, looking for no glory. And I don't know if she's doing it so she can sleep or not, sleep at night or not. I don't know. But it doesn't seem so. I think she just does those kind of nice things out the kindness of her heart. And I think she's very much a candidate to be an archangel. You know? And you know, so I know she can weather all the publicity, negative or positive, that's being coming at her, but you know, it's unnecessary. Yeah. So that's the end of that. Well, I was going to talk about what it is to be an archangel. You know, everybody got this idea. A lot of the people that I see and everything, because archangel, you know, the thing is, archangel are returned to chivalry. And they get a picture in their mind of what a chivalry is and what archangel is. Archangels are warriors. That's what they are. They're not soldiers. They're not samurai. They're not knights. They are a warrior. They're like a people, average, everyday people, whose code of ethics revolves around a warrior type of thing. It's something that's going to be old-fashioned warrior type of lifestyle. That where, yeah, I can do this because this is the right thing to do. Yeah, I may get busted up doing it, but I'm going in. You know, that's a warrior. That's an archangel. That's the code that they follow. It's a code that they live by. And you know, archangels live by this code. And the code it's got 3 big tenets to it. It's got honor to it. It's got courage. And it has chivalry, which is in the title itself, when we turn to chivalry. Well, and to live by a code, folks, is hard to do. You know, that's what makes the difference with an archangel. Anybody can live by a code until the code has to be enacted. You know, it's like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, if I see somebody and they need my help, I'm right there to give them a helping hand and stuff. And that's fine as long as you don't see anybody that needs your help. You know, your code's intact. This is the way I live my life. Anybody who needs me and stuff, and they, you know, all they got to do is ask, and I'm right there. If I can, I can. If I can't, I can't. You know, so that's how I live. That's how Archangel lives his life. That's what they do. But that code is difficult to live by, because sometimes you don't want to do something that's nice. You know, sometimes you might see somebody that you know you really didn't like that person in the first place. You loved the person, but you didn't like the person. Like, I don't, you know, you really irksome to me. You like chalk on the board, or the fingernails on the chalkboard, or something like that. You just rub me the wrong way. You know, and you see the person and they got a flat tire. Right? They don't have a jack, but they got a flat tire. They're standing there. It's not raining out, but there's a little mist in the air. Here you come by with your car and stuff like that, and you see them. You know that you don't really want to help this rascal, but Archangel got to do that. Not because the Lincoln Syndrome, so that they can sleep at night. Because they're going to do it because it's the right thing to do. Yeah? So they get out. Hey, can I help you? Yep. And you change the flat tire because you got the jack, they got the tire, jack it up, change it, and everything. And it works fine. But that's the code you live by. But the code's tested because you could have drove by. You could have waved. You could have just drove by. You could have been just looking straight. They really can't see your eyes from that distance. I see you, because I hope you don't see me looking at you out the corner of my eye, because I'm going by, because I really don't want to help you. You know, because you really rub me the wrong way. That's not Archangel like. Or you can, like I said, you can do the Lincoln thing. You can drive by and say, okay, if I don't stop, I know I'm going to be carrying all this guilt around with me, so I'm going to have to stop and give him some hand. I really don't want to. The Archangel just sees the situation, he goes in. You know, he goes in. Might be a little bit of time on his hands. You know, oh well, I got to do this. And then he goes in. I remember that little story on me, it was a long time ago. It was in Boston, and these two women, I don't even know how they recognized I was from the Cape. You know, I was walking up the street and they just had a flat tire, and they just yelled across the street at me to get over there and change that tire. See, now that was a different kind of thing with the Archangel. It's like I didn't have any choice. You know, God put those two women in my way right there and gave them big mouths and stuff. Just yelled right at me, pointed right at me, didn't know my name or anything. It's just like, you get over here and change this flat tire with 2 women. You yes ma'am, I'll be right there. You want me just to hold the car up while you take whatever you say, you know. It's like I got this, yeah. But you know, yeah, that, you know, Would that be the Archangel? No, that was being raised on the Cape, and this is what you got to do when you get home and your mother beats you, you know? So that was more being like Lincoln. But, you know, if Archangel was the... I had another experience was Archangelists and stuff like that. It was midnight in one of them on the road pull-ins where you something, and this lady, drunk as she wanted to be with her little dog, had a flat tire, then urinated all over herself as she was crying. She didn't have any tools to change the tire, but I had to change the tire, because that's what you do, you know? I didn't pass no judgment on her. I remember the scene, because I couldn't help but remember the scene. You know, not only did I have to change the tire, there was 3 guys who came by, and they had the right jacket, you know. Hey, guys, get over here, and they helped change the tire. We changed the tire, you know, because that's what you're supposed to do. That lady needed some assistance and stuff, and we gave her the assistance. And, you know, somebody could say, yeah, but she was drunk. She would have just got in the car and drove away. And I knew that she wasn't going to get in that car and drive away, simply because I changed the tire and I told her, you and your little dog, get in the car and go to sleep. Don't you drive that car until you go to sleep and wake up in the morning. And I'm 100% sure that's what she did. I know that's what she did, because that's what I told her, because that's the authority that Archangel had right there. You know, she had extended a privilege on me to do something that was right. And with that privilege that she extended on me, I was able to reciprocate by fixing her flat tire, but telling her to go in there and go to sleep. All she needed was somebody to tell her to go in there and go to sleep, and I'm sure she did. But see, that's the whole thing. That's the code you live by. Yeah? Could have walked right by her. Yeah? Easily. Just like a whole lot of other people. They could have easily walked right by him and been no conscience whatsoever. But that's not the code that the Archangel lives by. So that's what's hard about being an Archangel. That's a chivalrous thing to do. It's not the chivalry of holding doors and things of that nature. It's not that chivalry. It's not the warrior type of thing of you know, standing up with your 2 fists balled up and going to take on everybody who does something wrong to somebody else. It's not that warrior. You know, but it is the warrior who's going to try to help out in any way he can. The house is on fire and there's somebody that's on the 2nd floor dying and stuff. You got to find a way to help that person. You know you don't want to. You're hoping like and praying to the God, come on man, send the fire department so I don't have to go in this burning building. But, you know, it's like, I got to go in. You know, I got to go in. You know, that's a code you live by. You don't go in and throw the person out the window. You know, that's kind of dumb. You go in and you try to aid the person. Or you don't go in. It's like, you still have to be smart enough to weigh. If you're not physically fit enough to be able to go in there and do anything, don't go in there and be a burden now. That's like going in and throwing the person out the window. Hey, all right, I got you now. Let's go up on the roof where we can get a running start and jump off so we don't get killed by the fire. We'll get killed by the fall. It's much nicer, you know. So there's a whole lot to being an Archangel. So right now we was just talking about the code a little bit like that. And it has its base in the samurai tradition. It has its base in the medieval knights, and it has its base in the antebellum South. The antebellum South was that base is the smallest part of the base. It's the one that we're more accustomed to, because that's the one of holding doors and pulling the seat out and just treating women with this kind of different kind of respect and everything. But that's the smallest, minute little part about being an Archangel. Yeah, you hold the door. You don't have to hold the door for a woman. If you're walking into a building, you got the door, hold it. You know? What, it's going to take you all of two seconds or something like that for somebody else to go in while you're holding the door? Yeah, that's what you do, you know. That's part of just doing the right thing. That's all. It ain't if you see homeless people on the street, you think about all the poor oh man, these poor homeless people on the street and everything, I got to give them some money because people in Haiti don't have food. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but that's how some people actually think, that if they're giving somebody that looks homeless on the street and is panhandling some money, you know, that they're actually doing a good thing that's going to really help somebody in Haiti who doesn't have any food. I don't know how it works, but that's not archangelish, that's not chivalrous, but that's something, this selfishness. That selfishness is what interjects itself into somebody's code. And that selfishness is what gets in the way of thinking about being an archangel. Because that selfishness is what people gravitate towards. Oh yeah, they could say, I'm a good person, and you are a good person. I see somebody and they need my help, I'll give $1 to the homeless person right there. He was a veteran, so this is helping veterans. No, he's holding a sign that says help a vet, give $1 or something like that. I don't know. Was he a veteran? I don't know. Is he a good person? I don't know. You got a clue in the world. But your selfishness, it makes you feel good that you did this. You're doing the Abe Lincoln. You know, you'll be able to sleep at night because in your mind you had did something that was good. You know, we actually, just like Lincoln said, I wanted to sleep at night. He went down to save the little piggy so that he could sleep. He didn't want to carry all that around with him. And that's where a lot of people be. And that's what some of those people bank on. Some of the people that are out there panhandling and stuff, they're only doing it because they're bored. You know? I talked to several of them down where I do the laundry and stuff, and they say, yeah, I got nothing to do all day. So I just stand around sometime and just ask for money. Hey, that's what you want to do. But it doesn't make you, the individual, any kind of, altruistic type of person who does the right thing just because you give them money. But you can give them money if you want to. That's perfectly all right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the hard thing about living a code, that ain't a code of any type of warrior type of thing. That's more towards the antebellum thing on the end. The southern gentleman and all those type of little stereotypes that float around. Archangels are more towards the medieval knights, you know, and the samurai, the Templars, all these type of people like that. They're more in that thing. Then archangels, they project a persona of being somebody who's righteous because they are somebody who's righteous. That's what they are. People say, yeah, that's a good person, man. If you're ever in trouble and you need some help, go ask this person or that person. You know the people right in your walk of life. You know who they are. And you know if you ever needed to have an ear to bend and stuff because you had a situation and stuff, you know exactly in your personal walk of life who you're going to go to. You know, everybody knows who they are. And those are the people that they live by a code, and that's their archangel code. Archangel is just a little bit more forceful with other things because there's a physical component to archangel. You know? You have to be strong enough to carry somebody. Yeah, not actually physically, but not really just that physical carry. But if you can't do, then don't do. Yeah, that's how that should be. It's like, let me tell you the little story before I go and pay the bills here. It's just like you got a river to cross, right? And you got the rowboat, and there's 4 oars, and there's 5 ears. Now, one of you aren't going to row, but everybody wants to look the part of being the hero and the stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to row this boat. But if you can't row the boat, don't pick up the oar. It's all right, you know. It's all right that you can't row the boat because you're not physically strong enough to row the boat. It's just like anything else. If you see somebody with the flat tire you know, and it's a friend of you, it's all right to give them comfort and aid just by standing next to them, talking to them, if you're not physically strong enough to change your tire. That's okay. It's okay to just give them comfort and aid. That comfort and aid, like that just being there for somebody like that may be much more powerful than the actual getting on there and undoing the lug nuts and stuff. That's probably what they needed in the first place, to calm them down from you know, kicking the flat tire and breaking their foot. Yeah, so I mean, archangels do a whole lot of different things, but they're still their basic base is they're still a warrior. You know, in them, they're just like the archangels that you see in pictures and statues and stuff. They're warriors. They're not the little cherub that sits around and drinks nectar. These are guys and girls with flaming swords. Right, I'm going to pay a couple of bills, and then I'm going to come back here and slow down a little bit so I don't start to persever on one item and stuff. So let me pay a few of these bills right now, and I'll be right back and everything. All right. Oh, my fans
Third weekday for those who want to dine in is Basil and Spice Lunch Special. For $11.95, you have your choice of garlic pork, lemongrass chicken, pad king chicken, or spicy tofu.
Talk a little bit more now about honor. And honor is a tricky one and stuff like that. I don't think there really is a definition for honor. I think it's just a personal type of feeling that you have. But there are two things that honor has, that in all the definitions, I think, and all the way people perceive honor, there's two things that are essential to it. One is patience, and the other is forgiveness. You know, to be an honorable person and stuff, you have to have patience, and you have to have forgiveness. Without those two, you really can't be honorable. And what I mean by being patient and stuff, to be honorable, you can't rush into a situation, you know, just because you happen to be in the neighborhood, you know, because that patience is not, that lack of patience is actually going to get you hurt. So that's that patience that comes in. It's not that patience. It's not just the patience of, well, you know, that's how the person is and stuff. That's the forgiveness. Well, you see what I'm saying? So the patience I'm talking about is to be able to formulate a plan of action as the situation develops. Not rush into the situation and improvise as you go along. That's not patience. That's not, there's no real honor in that. There's no honor in dying or hurting yourself trying to save somebody and stuff. Like I said, you rush into the fire, the burning building and stuff, and you save the person. I got you and everything. Let's go up on the roof because that way they can see us better, and then you throw them off the roof. You know, you know, they didn't burn to death, but you threw them off the roof anyways because you ran in and you didn't assess the situation before you went in. You went in there on a pure emotionally driven type of adrenaline type of stuff. So that was all about you. Yeah? The patience comes where you formulate a plan and you go in and get the plan. You know, I'm going in, you know. You're not talking to the telephone pole. You're talking to somebody else. There's somebody around. Just tell, I'm going in, I'm coming out that window right there, you know. Go get something to catch this person and everything. You know, I'm going to try to save this person. That's a patience. That's a plan. Rushing right in, you end up on the roof and you throw the person off the roof. Not a good plan. Will it work? Sure it'll work. Will the results be what you want? I don't think so. I would hope not, you know, but anyway. So, and then the other part is forgiveness. And forgiveness is important when it comes to honor and stuff like that, because you know, like I said, you see somebody with the flat tire, right? It's somebody, you know, you love them. I love them because I gotta love everybody. That's what God said. God said you get to love thy neighbor as thyself. So you're loving everybody, but you don't like this person. You know, that ain't gonna. You know, you gotta show that forgiveness and stuff like that to be able to really give that person the assistance that they need right there with that flat tire. Because, like I said, the scenario might change. He didn't have a jack and things to take off the lug nuts and jack up the tire, and you might have a truck. Yours won't fit. So you're still at the same situation. But the forgiveness gives you an ample opportunity to actually interact with the person and just be a comfort to that person while, you know, their need is being addressed by some other means. So these two are really important. Like I said, patience and forgiveness. Patience being formulate a plan when you're going to do something. Lincoln had a plan, yeah. He said, oh, I got to go save the pigs. He got a plan. I ain't going to do it. I'm going to walk down with these big old giant feet. I'm going to go in the mud and pull them out and give them to their mother. That was his plan. You know, his reasoning for doing it, that was selfish. So he could sleep. But that's okay. The pigs were saved. Then, you know, but those are the two things to think about when you're thinking about honor. All the definitions and stuff like that. I thought about those definitions, but it's just so many. There's honorific societies, there's honoring this, there's a lack of honor over here. Honor really comes down to a whole bunch of stuff. As does courage. Courage is another one with a whole lot of definitions, you know, but these are another thing that's essential to being an archangel is having courage. But the basic courage that is really essential to being an archangel is basically not being cowardly. You know, that's the real part that has to deal with being. It's not being heroic. You know, it's not being cowardly. You see a situation, you know you got to go in, and you know, are you nervous? Of course you're nervous. Are you scared? Of course you're scared. But you know, but you go in anyways. What are you scared of? I don't know. It might be your reputation. I don't know. You might be scared of losing your life. I don't know. Might be scared of losing your money. I don't know what the fear is. But you go in anyways. You're not being a coward. And how do you do this? You don't lie. That's the main ingredient in not being a coward is don't lie. That's all it is. And the first person that you need not lie to, and you see this all the time, is to yourself. Once you get over the thing of lying to yourself, and by lying to yourself, I mean, Lincoln could have easily said, I won't be able to sleep if I don't save those pigs. I can't save those pigs because I can't get these brand new big old shoes I got right here dirty because I gotta go give this speech at Gettysburg. You know, so it's like he had a whole lot of opportunity not to go save those pigs and still be able to sleep. You know, but that ain't what he did because, you know, he said, all right, I'm going in because I want to sleep. His patience and his plan was just like that. So you don't lie to yourself. That's the thing of courage. Basically, not being cowardly. And if you lie to yourself, that's the first act of being cowardly. People lie to themselves. They don't, you know, they know they're lying to. Everybody knows they're lying to themselves. It's like, oh man, I really don't want to go out with these people and stuff because I really don't like them and stuff. Or I really don't want to go out with them because I'm tired. But I just don't feel like going out and doing this here. But let me see what I can find an excuse for and put this big old lie. Well, I'm not going out because I got to wash my hair. You're bald. You know, it's like, stop lying. I mean, some lies get that silly, you know. that this is the one. Just say, I don't want to go out. That's it. You know, from the great mouth of Yoda, do or do not do.
There is no try.
There is no try, exactly. So stop lying to yourself. And then when you stop lying to yourself, you won't lie to other people. And then by not doing these two forms of lying, you're not being cowardly. So if you're not being cowardly, the only thing that you can be is courageous. You know, there's nothing left. You become courageous. Do you become a hero and get all kinds of decorations and everything and people sing praises of your name? No, I don't think so. But, you know that you're courageous. You know that you're able to stand toe-to-toe with adversity and take on the challenges that might come to you. And another thing, people, you may never be in a situation that's going to be something that an archangel would do. You know, it more likely it ain't never going to happen. But if it does happen, and that's when God tests you and He puts these things in your way, you know, you gotta be courageous enough to take that on. And that's where not being cowardly comes into that, you know, not lying to self or others. That's exactly where that comes into that, right there. And once you can do that, you're fine. You'll be so fine, you'll be able to do things that you never thought possible because you always put in that roadblock and lie to yourself about it. You become much more successful in the things that you want to do. Just like, you know, just like knowing who you are. You'll become really successful after a while because you won't lie to yourself. You know, it's like, do you really want to do this? No, I want to do that. That makes me feel good. But everybody else is pointing me over in this direction, but I don't want to do that. So you make up these lies to yourself so that I can't do this because nobody likes this, but that really makes me happy. You know? So stop lying to yourself. You know? And what's not lying to yourself made up of? Obviously, the truth and fact. You know, facts are facts, folks. Facts are facts. And the truth is the truth. So if you really want to be, and I keep it simple, you really want to plant an apple grove and you wanted to be an apple farmer because you really said, I can be a great apple farmer. And I can take these apples, I can make apple cider, I can make apple sauce, I can put them in a bag, I can sell them to people on the street, I can do all these things with apples. I really want to be an apple farmer. And everybody's laughing at you. You can't be an apple farmer. You know? Why can't be an apple farmer? Well, because you didn't go to school to be an apple farmer. You went to school and you need to be a janitor. Well, I don't want to be a janitor, but you're right, people. So you start lying to yourself. You know, the facts are, you know, mapped out a whole plan of how you're going to make all this kind of money, what your products are going to be, and you probably got how you're going to market them even there. Some you're going to market on the roadside, some you're going to market in grocery stores in the bag. You know, map this out. You're going to have applesauce to market. You're going to have all this stuff to market and everything like this. But because these people over here didn't have faith in your plan, you started to lie to yourself just to appease them. That was the fact. The facts were, you got a plan, you got the patience, you can make it work. Yeah? That's the courage. The truth, you didn't do the truth. The truth, you just went right over here and you did the cowardly thing just to appease all those other people. You lied to yourself. You ended up in a position that you really didn't want. You know, you might have been skilled in it, but you didn't want it. It's not making you happy or any of those things. You're going through the motions day by day by day by day. It's all becoming routine. There's no challenge there for you. And you're getting pats on the back. Oh, look how successful you are. I'm not. It's like, okay, I got this, I got that, I got this, I got all these things that you way as successful, but I could have been selling apples. I could have been having applesauce. I could have been doing all this stuff over here. You know, I'm not happy. So that's not being an archangel, you know. Because you have to be an archangel to yourself too. You know, that goes without saying. The first person you got to be is to yourself. And then there's one other thing that we can probably touch on a little bit like that, and that's politeness. You know? And politeness is important in being an archangel. That's more towards the antebellum self type of thing. And that's in all the other walks of warrior type of thing. Politeness. Warriors are polite. They're very, very polite. They're overly polite. They're just polite. Why? Warriors, politeness is just like love. Warriors love to help people. That's what they do. That's their job, is helping people. That's the same with Archangel. That's why it's a warrior class thing. Archangels love to help people. That's what they do. It ain't helping like soldiers and warriors do with flaming swords or big old AR-15 blasting off half the building and, you know, all these type of... No, it's not that. That's that other warrior class. They like to do that. That's their job. Warriors like that. This warrior class, they like to do that. And their similarities are politeness. And politeness is just the same as love. That's what it is. They get the greatest feeling out of doing something for somebody else. That's what soldiers get all the time, warriors get it all the time, and archangels live for it. They live for the feeling of the privilege of being able to do something for someone else. That person that they're doing something for doesn't even have to reciprocate with a thank you. It matters not. It doesn't even enter into the equation. If they get a thank you or a hug from somebody, you know, that's fine. You know, that's fine. But that's not why archangels do that. That's not why warriors do that. That's why that archangels are a warrior class. They go in there and do that because that's what they do. You know, that's their job. That's what they live for. That's what makes them happy. That's what gives them strength. That's what makes them move in the morning. That's just the fact that there might be an opportunity that you get to do something for somebody. Anything. The smallest thing can bring so much joy to you just because you did it for somebody. And that's powerful, folks. And we're going to talk, when I come back, I got to go to Utah and hurt myself on the desert and stuff like that. And do all kinds of craziness next week. And I want to apologize to my listeners for taking so much time off and stuff. I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work. So next week, I don't know if there'll be a show, or maybe we just rerun this thing here and cut out the, well, we leave in Melissa too, you know, if we want to. I don't care. It's all good. Might have a rerun of this next week, this show here, and then when I come back, we'll take it up a notch and we'll delve more deeply into some of these things that we touched on. Some of the politeness, some of the forgiveness, some of the not lying to yourself or lying to others. You know, some of the little anecdotal stories. You know, we'll delve into that. The chivalry, the politeness. We'll start moving more into that, and we'll start to bring that whole thing in, so that to be an archangel isn't something that some people would think is beneath them. I think some people want to be seen so heroic. They think I can't do that, holding the door for people. You know, I'm a chump. You know, archangels are far from chumps, folks. You know, they all got flaming swords. You know, you may not see them, but that's what they have, and they're the people that will be there for anybody. Doesn't matter who it is, and you all know them, and you all probably are them. So I want to say to everybody, thanks for tuning in, And I hope everybody had a good time. I want everybody to go and have that fun. And this is Trooper Joe. Alright.
Yeah, if you want, I could,
Thank you for using
I could do the audio for
Goodbye.
that one and play it again. Next week.
Yeah. I thought maybe there's a lot more in there that